My child, stop. Just for a moment. Stop scrolling. Stop searching. Stop trying to find someone who understands this. I know your thumb keeps moving. I know your eyes keep scanning. I know you keep looking for something, a sign, a word, a confirmation that you're not as crazy as you feel. You didn't click on this. You were led here. And the very fact that you're still reading, still here, still breathing through the weight in your chest, that is not random. That is the sound of your soul recognizing its shepherd. You're tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. The kind of tired that comes from years of explaining yourself to people who are never going to believe you. The kind of tired that settles in your bones when you've been misunderstood, misjudged, and misrepresented, and you've just stopped defending yourself. You stopped because you realized no amount of words could make them see. And that silence has been lonely. I saw you last night when you couldn't sleep. I saw you staring at the ceiling, replaying conversations, wondering what you did wrong. I saw you go over every detail, every choice, every moment you tried to be kind, and still ended up as the villain in someone else's story. I saw the confusion in your eyes, the kind that asks, if I'm really yours, why is this happening to me? Let me answer that now. Not with a cliché, not with a religious bandage, but with the truth your spirit has been waiting to hear. You were attacked because you're chosen. You weren't attacked because you're weak. You weren't attacked because you deserved it. You weren't attacked because you made too many mistakes. You were attacked because what I've placed inside you is a threat to the darkness. You were attacked because your destiny bothers people who have no intention of changing theirs. You were attacked because your light, even dimmed by exhaustion, still exposes things they want to keep hidden. Do you understand what that means? It means the very things they used against you. Your sensitivity, your depth, your refusal to play games, your tears, your quietness. Those are the exact things I placed in you. They didn't break you. They tried to, but they couldn't. Because you're not meant to be broken. You're meant to be set apart. I know you feel like you're falling behind. I know you look at other people your age, their milestones, their relationships, their seemingly easy paths, and you wonder why yours has been so hard, so full of closed doors, so full of goodbyes, so full of nights where you had to talk yourself out of giving up. But here's what they don't see, and here's what you're about to understand. Every delay was a detour around a trap. Every rejection was redirection from a dead end. Every person who walked away was removed so they couldn't witness what I'm about to do. You think you've been forgotten. You think I've been silent. You think I've been watching from a distance, uninvolved, uninterested. No, my child, I've been closer than your breath. I was in the room when you cried until your eyes were dry. I was in the car when you screamed because you couldn't hold it in anymore. I was in the bed next to you at 3 a.m. when you whispered, if you're real, do something. I heard every word. I collected every tear. I saw every moment you chose kindness, even when you wanted to collapse. And I never once considered leaving you. This moment, right now, is not an accident. It's an appointment. It's the thin space between your exhaustion and your breakthrough. It's the pause before I speak the word that changes everything. And I need you to hear this clearly, not with your ears, but with your spirit. You are not broken. You are being built. You are not rejected. You are being separated. You are not behind. You are being positioned. I know you can't see the full picture yet. You only see the pieces. You only see the relationships that didn't work, the opportunities that vanished, the doors that slammed shut. You only see what didn't happen. But I see what's coming. I see the alignment. I see the people I'm about to bring. I see the respect you're about to receive from those who dismissed you. I see the peace that's about to replace your panic. And I need you to trust me, not because it's easy, but because I've earned it. I've never lost one of mine. I've never abandoned a work I started. I've never looked at your situation and thought, this is too hard for me. I am not intimidated by your enemies. I am not confused by your circumstances. I am not surprised by your failures. I am the one who called you. I am the one who equipped you. I am the one who has been preparing you in the dark for a destiny that requires depth, not speed. A destiny that requires character, not charisma. A destiny that requires someone who has been through the fire and come out not burnt, but refined. You are that person. I know you don't feel like it yet. I know you still feel the sting of their words. I know you still replay the moment they looked at you like you were nothing. I know you still carry the weight of being misunderstood by people you genuinely loved. But I need you to lift your head for just a second. Lift your head and look at me. Do you see it? Do you see the way I'm looking at you? Not with disappointment, not with distance, not with the coldness you've come to expect from people. I'm looking at you the way a father looks at a child who has been fighting a battle no one else saw. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for not becoming like them. I'm proud of you for still having a heart that feels, even after everything. You think your sensitivity is a curse. You think your tears make you weak. You think your willingness to love, even after being hurt, makes you naive. No, it makes you like me. I feel everything. I see everything. I grieve over every broken thing. And I am also the one who rebuilds. That's what I've been doing in you. Rebuilding. Not from scratch. You were never a lost cause. But from the inside out. Strengthening your foundations so that when the shaking comes again, you don't crumble. You stand. And the shaking is coming, but not for you. The shaking is coming for the things that were built against you. The shaking is coming for the lies they told. The shaking is coming for the walls they tried to build around your future. You have been the target, but you have never been the victim. There's a difference. A target means you matter. A target means you're dangerous to the enemy's plans. A target means you carry something worth attacking. And you do. You carry my light. You carry my voice. You carry a story that isn't finished yet. A story that's about to shift so dramatically that even you will look back and say, that was God. But for now, just breathe. Just stay here with me for a moment longer. Don't rush back to the noise. Don't rush back to the scrolling. Don't rush back to trying to figure it all out. Let me hold your attention. Let me hold your heart. Let me speak to the part of you that has been screaming for answers in the quiet. I haven't forgotten you. I haven't abandoned you. I haven't changed my mind about you. You are attacked because you're chosen. And because you're chosen, you will rise. Not in your own strength, but in mine. And I am closer than you think. They came close, didn't they? The ones you trusted, the ones you let past your walls, the ones who saw your soft spots, your tender places, the parts of you that you don't show to just anyone. And instead of protecting them, they pressed on them. Not all at once, not in a way anyone else could see. It was subtle. It was quiet. It was the kind of wounding that leaves no visible marks, but changes the way you breathe around people. I saw them. I saw every single one of them. I saw the friend who smiled in your face and laughed behind your back. I saw the family member who made you feel like your dreams were too big, your emotions too much, your sensitivity a burden. I saw the leader who nodded at your potential but never gave you a platform. I saw the partner who let you believe you were the problem, the difficult one, the one who needed to change, when all along they were projecting their own emptiness onto you. I saw the colleague who took credit for your ideas. I saw the mentor who grew jealous of your growth. I saw the person you defended, the one you vouched for, the one you stood by when no one else would. And I saw them rewrite history to make you the villain. I saw the silent treatment. I saw the gossip that reached your ears indirectly. I saw the way they looked at you differently after you started outgrowing them. And I saw you trying to hold it together, trying to understand, trying to find the place where you went wrong. You kept searching for your mistake, my child. You kept replaying conversations, wondering what you said, what you did, what you could have done differently. You kept asking yourself, if I had just been quieter, if I had just been smaller, if I had just not asked for so much, would they still be here? And that question, that quiet, aching question, has haunted you longer than you've admitted. Let me pull back the veil and show you the truth you couldn't see from the floor where you landed. They didn't leave because you failed. They left because you started to succeed. Not in the world's eyes, not yet, but in the invisible places, in the places where character is forged and destiny is anchored. Every time they twisted your words, I was taking notes. Every time they celebrated your silence because they thought you'd given up, I was positioning myself to speak on your behalf. I never asked you to defend yourself. Do you know why? Because defending yourself would have kept you in their arena. It would have lowered you to their level. It would have required you to prove something to people who were never going to believe you anyway. So, I kept you quiet. Not because I wanted you to suffer in silence, but because I was building a case that didn't need your testimony. I was arranging witnesses you couldn't see. I was moving in hearts you couldn't reach. I was preparing an exposure so natural, so undeniable, that when it happens, even you will know it wasn't your doing. I know you wanted to speak. I know you wanted to scream the truth. I know you lay awake at night crafting the perfect response, the perfect explanation, the perfect defense that would finally make them see. But I need you to hear this, and hear it deep. They don't get to see everything. They don't get access to your heart anymore. That door is closed. And I closed it because what I'm about to do in your life is not for their eyes. It's not for their approval. It's not for their validation. It's for you. It's for the ones who stayed. It's for the future I've been building while you were busy mourning the past. The betrayal you experienced was not a detour. It was a filtration system. It was the removal of everyone who couldn't carry the weight of what's coming. You think you lost people? You think you lost opportunities? You think you lost respect? No. You lost the weight that was slowing you down. You lost the voices that were drowning out mine. You lost the relationships that were draining the very life I was trying to build in you. And I know it hurt. I know it still hurts. I know there are days when the memory of their exit stings like a fresh wound. But I need you to lift your eyes from the wound and look at the hand that's holding you. I never let you go, not once. Not when they walked out, not when they blocked you, not when they spread their version of the story, not when you sat alone on nights that used to be full of conversation. I was there. I was closer than ever. Because the quieter your life became, the more clearly you could hear me. And you did hear me, didn't you? In moments you didn't even recognize, you heard me. In the sudden peace that came after the tears stopped, in the unexplainable strength to get out of bed, in the strange confidence that somehow you were going to be okay. That was me. That was never you. That was my hand reaching into your darkness and pulling you toward a light you couldn't yet see. So here's what I need you to release tonight: the need for them to understand. They won't. Not now. Maybe not ever. And that's okay, because their understanding is not required for your healing. Their apology is not required for your freedom. Their acknowledgement is not required for your vindication. I am enough. I am the only witness who matters. I am the only judge whose verdict stands. And my verdict, right now, over your life is this: chosen, loved, protected, and about to rise. They thought they silenced you. They thought the betrayal would break you. They thought you would shrivel up and disappear into the background where they could forget about you. But I've been using their rejection to build a resilience in you that cannot be faked and cannot be stolen. You are not the same person who was betrayed. You are stronger. You are wiser. You are more discerning. You are more like me. And that, my beloved, is the greatest victory of all. Every closed door you stared at in confusion, every silence that followed your questions, every person who vanished from your life without explanation, I need you to see them differently now. I need you to stop seeing them as rejection and start seeing them as redirection. Because I didn't close those doors to punish you. I didn't allow those people to leave because I wanted you to be alone. I closed every single one of those doors because on the other side of them was something that would have cost you your destiny. You couldn't see it then. You couldn't see the trap hidden behind the opportunity. You couldn't see the manipulation disguised as love. You couldn't see the compromise wrapped in the package of your dreams. But I saw it. I saw every dead end before you ever approached it. And I loved you enough to let you be confused rather than let you be destroyed. I know you've begged me for explanations. I know you've asked, why would you give me a desire and then close every door to fulfill it? I know you've wondered if I'm cruel or distant or simply amused by your frustration. But let me show you what was really happening in the waiting. Let me take you behind the veil of your own history and let you see what your eyes couldn't perceive in the moment. That job you wanted so badly, the one that would have given you security, status, the approval of everyone who doubted you. It would have also required you to become someone you're not. It would have demanded your peace in exchange for a paycheck. It would have drained the very life I was trying to grow in you. So I closed it. Not because I don't want you to prosper, but because I want you to prosper in the right place, at the right time, surrounded by the right people. That relationship you begged me to fix, the one you cried over, the one you prayed over, the one you couldn't imagine living without. If I had let it continue, it would have slowly, quietly destroyed the very best parts of you. Not because they were evil, but because they were not yours. Their path was not your path. Their pace was not your pace. Their future did not include the weight of glory I'm preparing to place on you. So I removed them, gently at first, then firmly when you wouldn't let go. And I held you while you screamed. I held you while you accused me of taking something good. I held you while you mourned what you thought was love. And I never once explained myself because you weren't ready to hear the truth yet. But you're ready now. You're ready to understand that the loneliness you've been fighting was actually isolation for incubation. You're ready to see that the years you thought were wasted were actually years of root growth, invisible but essential. You're ready to accept that the silence you've been begging me to break was actually the sound of your own soul finally getting quiet enough to heal. I had to get you alone, not to punish you, but to protect you. Because there are things I need to build in you that cannot be built in public. There are strengths that only grow in the dark. There are muscles that only develop under weight. There are dimensions of your character that would have remained dormant forever if I had let you stay surrounded by the noise of people who didn't understand your assignment. I know you felt invisible. I know you felt forgotten. I know you scrolled through the highlight reels of everyone else's lives and wondered why yours looks like a behind-the-scenes documentary of struggle. But let me tell you a secret that's about to become your testimony. The most dangerous people on earth are the ones who are forged in isolation. The ones who learned to hear my voice when no one else was speaking into their lives. The ones who discovered their identity when the world had forgotten their name. The ones who kept moving forward when there was no applause, no recognition, no visible progress. Those are the ones I trust with my power. Those are the ones I position at the front of the line when the doors finally open. Those are the ones who don't crumble under sudden visibility because they were already solid in obscurity. That's who you're becoming. That's who you've been becoming, even when you couldn't feel it, even when you couldn't see it, even when you thought the isolation was killing you. It wasn't killing you. It was preparing you. Every morning you woke up and chose to keep going, even though nothing had changed. That was preparation. Every night you cried yourself to sleep and still got up the next day. That was preparation. Every moment you watched others get what you've been praying for and somehow found the strength to celebrate them instead of curse them, that was preparation. You've been in boot camp and you didn't even know it. You've been in the refiner's fire and you thought you were being burned alive. But I'm the refiner, and I never leave my children in the fire 1 second longer than necessary to burn away what doesn't belong. I've been burning away the people-pleasing. I've been burning away the need for validation. I've been burning away the false humility that was really just fear of being seen. I've been burning away the relationships that required you to shrink. I've been burning away the mindsets that kept you small. And yes, it has hurt. Yes, there have been moments when you begged me to stop, when you told me you couldn't take any more, when you questioned whether I was even good. But look at yourself now. Look at who you've become in the quiet. Look at the strength in your eyes that wasn't there 3 years ago. Look at the peace that sits underneath your anxiety now, like a foundation that wasn't there before. Look at the way you handle disappointment. Still hard, still painful, but no longer devastating. That's growth. That's maturity. That's the fruit of the isolation you thought would destroy you. And here's what I need you to hear more than anything else in this moment. The isolation is ending. The long night is about to break. You've been in the chrysalis, and it's felt like a tomb, but it was actually a womb. And very soon, sooner than your fear wants to believe, you're going to feel the walls start to crack. You're going to feel pressure that isn't crushing, but pushing you outward. You're going to emerge into a reality that looks nothing like the confinement you've known. And when you do, you'll understand why I kept you. You'll understand why I hid you. You'll understand why I didn't let you settle for any of the doors that opened too early. Because what's coming is not just an open door, it's a wide open field. It's not just an opportunity, it's an assignment. It's not just a relationship, it's a tribe. It's not just a season of blessing, It's a lifestyle of abundance that will make the waiting worth more than you ever imagined. You are protected, not rejected. You are hidden, not forgotten. And the one who kept you through the dark is the same one who's about to lead you into the light. So take a deep breath, my child. The waiting is almost over. The silence is about to break. And everything you thought you lost was just the price of admission to everything I've been preparing you for. Do you feel it? Right now, in this very moment, do you feel the shift? It's subtle, like the air pressure changing before a storm, but it's real. It's the kind of shift that doesn't announce itself with drums and trumpets. It announces itself with a quiet knowing in your spirit that something is different, that something is moving, that the long paralysis is finally breaking. I've been speaking to you in the silence, but now I'm speaking to you in the stirring. Can you feel it? That restlessness that's been building in your chest, that's not anxiety, that's anticipation. That's the sound of your season turning. That's the vibration of doors beginning to crack open. That's the whisper of your future, leaning into your present. I know you've been waiting so long that you stopped expecting. I know you've been hoping so hard that you ran out of words for your prayers. I know you've been watching the horizon for so many sunrises that you started to believe the sun would never rise on your situation. But it is rising, right now. While you're reading these words, while you're wondering if this is just another false alarm, while you're protecting your heart from another disappointment, the sun is rising, and it's bringing light to every dark place your enemies thought would stay hidden forever. They thought they got away with it, you know. They thought the whispers, the manipulation, the silent campaign against your name and your reputation, they thought it would all just fade into the background, buried under the weight of time and forgetfulness. They thought you would stay small. They thought you would stay quiet. They thought you would stay defeated. But I am the God who remembers. I am the God who keeps receipts. I am the God who watches every hidden thing and brings it into the light at exactly the right moment. And that moment is closer than your breath. I'm about to reverse things so publicly, so undeniably, that even the people who doubted you will have to admit they were wrong. Not because you demand it, but because the evidence will be undeniable. I'm about to open doors that no human could open for you. Doors that require no manipulation, no networking, no begging, no proving yourself to people who've already made up their minds about you. I'm about to bring opportunities to your doorstep that you stopped praying for because you thought they were dead. I'm about to connect you with people who don't need your resume. They need your presence, your voice, your gift, the very thing your enemies tried to bury. And here's the part that's going to require your trust. I'm going to do it in ways that leave no room for your pride and no room for their criticism. I'm going to elevate you so clearly, so unmistakably, that even you will know it wasn't your doing. I'm going to position you in rooms you didn't earn entry to, in front of people you never expected to notice you, with a platform you didn't build with your own hands. Not because you're more special than anyone else, but because you're mine. And I take care of what's mine. I restore what's been stolen from mine. I vindicate what's been misrepresented about mine. I promote mine at the exact moment when the promotion will do the most damage to the enemy's plans and the most good for my purposes. That's where you're headed. That's the turn you're in right now. You're in the pivot between the long waiting and the sudden manifestation. You're in the space between the promise and the fulfillment. And I need you to understand something critical about this space. This is where most people turn back. This is where most people lose their nerve. This is where most people standing at the edge of their breakthrough, convince themselves it's not really coming and settle for something far less than what I promised. Don't be one of them. Don't let the proximity of your promise trick you into thinking it's still far away. Don't let the suddenness of what I'm about to do overwhelm you into shrinking back into your old patterns. You've been prepared for this. Every lonely night prepared you for this. Every betrayal prepared you for this. Every closed door prepared you for this. You are not walking into your future empty-handed. You're walking in with the wisdom of the wilderness, the strength of the struggle, the faith that was forged in the fire. And that makes you dangerous to the enemy. That makes you effective for my kingdom. That makes you exactly the kind of person I can trust with the visibility that's coming. They thought you would never rise. They thought the attacks would keep you down. They thought the wounds would define you forever. But they underestimated you because they underestimated me. They forgot who was holding you. They forgot who was fighting for you. They forgot that the same power that raised everything from the dead has been raising you from the dead. Every single morning you thought you couldn't get up. And now you're not just getting up. You're rising. You're rising above their opinions. You're rising above their predictions. You're rising above the ceilings they tried to place on your life. You're rising into a dimension of purpose and provision and peace that doesn't make sense based on your past. And when you look back from that elevated place, you're going to see something you can't see from here. You're going to see that every single step of the journey was necessary. Not just tolerated, necessary. The wrong turns were necessary because they taught you how to navigate. The closed doors were necessary because they taught you how to wait. The betrayals were necessary because they taught you how to discern. The isolation was necessary because it taught you how to hear. None of it was wasted. None of it was accidental. None of it was beyond my ability to redeem. And I'm the God who redeems everything. Not just the good parts, not just the parts you're proud of, but everything. The shame, the failure, the confusion, the anger, the doubt, all of it gets woven into a testimony that will help someone else survive what you survived. That's what's coming. That's what's already begun. So hold on, my beloved. Hold on through the awkward transition. Hold on through the discomfort of growing into new spaces. Hold on through the unfamiliarity of being seen, being valued, being celebrated after so long in the shadows. Don't sabotage it because it feels strange. Don't run back to the familiar because the familiar is comfortable. Stay in the new thing. Stay in the shift. Stay in the rising, because I'm with you in it. I'm before you in it. I'm behind you in it. I'm above you in it. And nothing can stop what I'm about to do through you. They thought you would never rise, but they were wrong, and soon they'll know they were wrong. More importantly, soon you'll know you were never falling. You were just being aimed. Now breathe, my child. Breathe deeply, because the air is changing. The atmosphere around you is shifting from survival to thriving, from endurance to enjoyment, from holding on to being held. This is the part of the story you've been waiting for. Not just the vindication, but the restoration. Not just the proof that you were right, but the peace that comes from knowing you're safe. Not just the open doors, but the soft place to land on the other side of them. I'm about to restore what the locusts ate. I'm about to repay you for the years the swarms consumed. I'm about to bring back the joy that was stolen in the long nights of weeping, and I'm bringing it back in a way that won't feel fragile or temporary. It will feel like coming home to yourself after years of exile. You've been living in survival mode for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to simply be okay. You've been scanning for threats, bracing for impact, preparing for the next shoe to drop. And I understand why. You've been through so much, seen so much, survived so much, that your nervous system forgot how to rest. But I'm calling you back to rest now. I'm calling you back to the place where you don't have to earn my affection, where you don't have to perform for your peace, where you don't have to prove your worth by how much you can endure. I'm calling you back to simply being my child, not a soldier on the front lines, not a survivor of spiritual warfare, not a warrior who never lays down their sword. Just my child, the one I delighted in before you ever accomplished anything, the one I loved before you ever proved yourself, the one I chose not because of your strength, but because of your heart. And in this season of restoration, I'm going to heal the parts of you that got damaged in the battle. The trust you lost, I'm restoring it, but with wisdom now, not naivety. The hope that dimmed, I'm reigniting it, but with roots now, not just feelings. The love that grew cold, I'm warming it, but with boundaries now, not blind giving. I'm not just putting you back the way you were, I'm making you better than you were. I'm upgrading your capacity for joy, your capacity for connection, your capacity for peace. I'm expanding your soul to hold more goodness than it could before, because you've been stretched by the suffering, and now you have room for more of me, more of life, more of the abundance I've always wanted to give you. The financial stress that's been a weight on your chest, I'm lifting it. Not always in the way you expect, but always in the way you need. I'm opening windows of provision that don't make sense to the natural mind. I'm sending resources through channels you didn't anticipate. I'm teaching you to receive without guilt, to enjoy without fear, to steward without anxiety. The poverty mindset that told you there would never be enough, that you would always be scrambling, that everyone else gets blessed but you get barely enough. That mindset is dying, and in its place, I'm planting a seed of abundance that will grow into a tree of provision for you and for everyone I send across your path. The relationships that left you wounded, I'm bringing new ones that feel like home. Not perfect people. There are no perfect people, but people who are safe. People who don't use your vulnerability against you. People who celebrate you without envy, challenge you without cruelty, and stay when staying is hard. I'm building around you a community of kindred spirits who don't need you to be anyone other than who you truly are. And I know you've been lonely. I know the ache of empty rooms and silent phones. But I'm about to fill your life with connection so rich, so deep, so genuine, that you'll look back on the lonely years and understand why they were necessary to prepare you for the intimacy of what's coming. The purpose that felt stalled, I'm accelerating it. Not because you finally figured it out, but because the time of preparation is complete and the time of manifestation has arrived. The gifts I placed in you, the dreams I planted in you, the visions I showed you in the quiet hours, they're about to come alive in ways that don't require you to strive or manipulate or push doors open with your own strength. They're going to open naturally, easily, gracefully, because I'm the one opening them, and you're going to walk through them not with the desperate energy of someone who's afraid the door might close again, but with the settled confidence of someone who knows that what I open, no one can shut, and what I shut, no one can open. The identity confusion that's plagued you, I'm settling it once and for all. No more wondering who you are. No more shape-shifting to fit other people's expectations. No more performing to be accepted. You're going to know, deep in your bones, that you are enough because I am enough in you. You're going to stop looking to your left and right to measure your worth against others. And you're going to look up into my face and find everything you need. The rejection that became your internal soundtrack, I'm replacing it with a new song. The song of the chosen, the song of the beloved, the song of the one who was set apart, not because she was perfect, but because she was willing. The song of the one who kept going when going was hard. The song of the one who trusted, even when trust was confusing. That's your song now, and you're going to sing it with a freedom that makes the enemy regret ever attacking you. The confidence you're about to walk in won't be the brittle confidence of someone who's faking it until they make it. It will be the unshakable confidence of someone who has been through the fire and come out not smelling like smoke. It will be the quiet authority of someone who has learned to hear my voice and now speaks with my weight behind their words. It will be the gentle power of someone who has been broken and rebuilt, who knows their limits and also knows the one who has no limits. You're not going to be arrogant. Arrogance is the mask of the insecure. You're going to be something far more dangerous to the enemy. You're going to be secure. Secure in who you are. Secure in whose you are. Secure in where you're going. Secure enough to celebrate others without jealousy. Secure enough to receive without guilt. Secure enough to rest without striving. And from that place of security, everything you do will bear fruit. Everything you touch will flourish. Everything you speak will carry weight. Not because you're trying so hard, but because you finally stopped trying and started trusting. This is the season of overflow, my beloved. Not just enough, more than enough. Not just survival, thriving. Not just getting by, getting ahead. Not just healing, wholeness. I'm restoring everything the enemy stole, and I'm adding interest. I'm giving you beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, praise for heaviness. I'm making your testimony so undeniable that people will seek you out just to hear how I turned it around. And you'll tell them, not with religious cliches, but with the raw, honest, beautiful truth of someone who has been to the bottom and been lifted to the top. You'll tell them about the night you almost gave up and the morning I held you. You'll tell them about the betrayal that almost broke you and the restoration that rebuilt you. You'll tell them about the waiting that felt like wasting and the harvest that proved it wasn't. And in the telling, you'll be healed even more. In the sharing, you'll be strengthened even further. In the giving away of your story, you'll receive back even more of your wholeness. So get ready, my child. Get ready to receive what you've been too afraid to hope for. Get ready to step into a life that doesn't look like survival anymore. Get ready to breathe deeply, laugh freely, love openly, and live fully. The restoration has begun, and it's going to be more beautiful than you ever imagined. And now we arrive here, you and I, at the edge of everything. Not the edge of goodbye, never that, but the edge of beginning, the edge of trust fully released, the edge of fear fully surrendered, the edge of the old life fully finished, and the new life fully breathing. You've walked through every part of this message with me, and I've watched you closely through every word. I've seen which sentences made you pause, which truths made you cry, which promises made your heart beat faster with hope you were afraid to feel. And I want you to know that none of those reactions were accidental. I was speaking to specific places in you, Places that have been waiting years for someone to address them, years for someone to see them, years for someone to validate the pain and the longing and the quiet, desperate hope that maybe, just maybe, you weren't crazy for believing. You weren't crazy. You were right. You were right to keep going. You were right to stay kind. You were right to refuse the bitterness that everyone around you would have understood. You were right to protect the softness in you even when the world tried to harden you. You were right to trust me even when you couldn't feel me. And now I'm asking you for one more thing, the hardest thing, the final thing, the thing that will seal everything we've talked about into your life forever. I'm asking you to let go. Let go of the need to understand everything that happened. Some of it you'll never fully understand this side of eternity. I'm the God of mysteries, and some mysteries are meant to remain mine. Let go of the people who still don't get it, who still don't get you, who still think they were right about you. Their opinion doesn't determine your destiny anymore. It never did. But now you know it. Let go of the timeline you constructed in your head. The one that said you should be further along by now. The one that compared your chapter 10 to someone else's chapter 20. Your story is unique, and its pacing is perfect because I'm the author. Let go of the guilt over moments you failed, words you wish you could take back, days you fell short of who you wanted to be. I've already forgotten them. I need you to forget them too. Let go of the weight of proving yourself, the exhaustion of performing, the endless cycle of trying to earn love and approval and acceptance. You already have all of those things from the only source that can truly give them. You have me. I need you to hear that with your spirit, not just your mind. I am enough for the loneliness. I am enough for the uncertainty. I am enough for the financial pressure. I am enough for the family tension. I am enough for the health concerns. I am enough for the dreams that haven't happened yet. I am enough for the relationships that haven't come. I am enough for the future you can't see. I am not just a helper for your life. I am your life. I am not just a support system. I am your source. I am not just someone you turn to when you're desperate. I am the one who has been holding you every moment, even the moments you forgot I existed. And because I am enough, you can finally stop striving. You can finally stop trying to control everything. You can finally stop holding your breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. You can finally exhale, deeply, fully, freely, and trust that the one who brought you through everything before will bring you through everything still to come. I know the future holds things you can't predict. I know there will be challenges you don't see coming. I know there will be moments when the old fears try to resurface, when the old wounds try to reopen, when the old patterns try to reassert themselves. But here's what I need you to remember in those moments. You are not the same person who first encountered those challenges. You've been through the fire now. You've been through the isolation. You've been through the betrayal. You've been through the long night of weeping. And you're still here. You're still standing. You're still believing. That means something. That means everything. That means the enemy's best shots couldn't take you out, and they never will. You are not fragile anymore. You are fierce. You are not easily shaken anymore. You are grounded. You are not desperate for answers anymore. You are anchored in the one who is the answer. And from this place of anchoring, you can face anything. Not because you're so strong, but because I am strong in you. Not because you're so wise, but because I am wisdom in you. Not because you're so brave, but because I am courage in you. Every step forward from this moment is a step we take together. Every decision, every challenge, every opportunity, every relationship, we navigate it together. You don't have to figure it all out alone anymore. You never did, but now you know it. You never have to carry the weight alone anymore. You never did, but now you feel it. You never have to wonder if anyone sees you, if anyone cares, if anyone is fighting for you. I see you. I care. I am fighting for you, and I always will. So go now, my beloved. Go from this moment changed. Go from this conversation different. Go from this encounter transformed. Not because words on a screen have power, but because the one who spoke through them has all power. Go and live like someone who knows they're chosen. Walk like someone who knows they're protected. Speak like someone who knows they're heard. Love like someone who knows they're loved. And when the doubts creep in, because they will, old habits die hard, come back here. Come back to this moment. Come back to these words. Come back to the memory of this conversation and remind yourself, God interrupted my scrolling that day. God spoke directly to me that day. God saw me that day. And if he saw me then, he sees me now. And if he brought me through that, he'll bring me through this. You were attacked because you were chosen. But more importantly, you were held because you are mine. And nothing, absolutely nothing can change that. Not your past, not your failures, not your fears, not your doubts, not your enemies, not your circumstances. Nothing. You are mine. I am yours. And this is only the beginning. Go in peace. Go in power. Go in the unshakable, undeniable, eternal knowledge that you are loved beyond measure, chosen beyond reason, and destined beyond your wildest dreams. I am with you. I am for you. I am in you. And I am not done with you yet. Amen.